On today's show, Tesla launches Autopilot for Model S owners, Volvo reveals plans to electrify its entire lineup, but is a zero-emissions transportation system really achievable? All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily for October 15th of 2015. Yesterday, both Toyota and VW announced plans to focus more on alternatively powered vehicles, and now Volvo is sharing details about its electrification strategy. The first phase includes introducing plug-in versions of its 60 and 90 series cars and crossovers. Eventually, every vehicle in its lineup will have a plug-in variant. The company is also launching a new compact modular architecture in 2017 that will be able to support electrified cars, and in 2019, it will start building a fully electric vehicle. With these moves, Volvo expects that electrified cars will account for 10% of its global sales. DVD screens and Wi-Fi hotspots are touted as some of the best backseat distractions for kids riding in a car. But now Skoda has an app to help with that. Called Little Driver, the app sees players racking up points by correctly copying the actions of the driver. The points can then be used to virtually configure their own personal Skoda. The app can even be connected to the car's infotainment system to display real vehicle data like speed, fuel level, and oil pressure. I'd wish we see more automakers adopt this app, because not only is it a great way to educate kids about driving at an early age, I think we need more gearheads in this world. And we'll be back with more news about autonomous cars right after this.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, breakthrough technologies for lightweight vehicles. And by Pure Michigan, leading the automotive world in intelligent connected vehicles. We run on brain power.
Now that autonomous cars are closer to reality, most companies in the auto industry are paying attention to them so they don't get left behind, even ones you wouldn't expect. Lighting supplier Osram Sylvania is looking into integrating LIDAR into its headlights. Currently, these systems are located by the rearview mirror on the windshield, but they can take up a lot of room, and the LIDAR's power and range are reduced because windshields are laminated for UV protection. So by integrating it into the headlights, not only do you free up space inside the car, you also don't lose as much range. The company is also looking into using infrared cameras to monitor the driver. This could be used for a Level 3 autonomous car when the vehicle needs to alert the driver to take over. The camera would be able to recognize if the driver is prepared to start driving. Osram hasn't built any prototypes just yet, but it's intriguing to see even a lighting supplier is thinking about autonomy. Speaking of autonomous driving, last year, Tesla started equipping the Model S with hardware that would allow for the introduction of self-driving technology over time. And now the automaker has just released its latest software update for the car that activates these features. The system, called Autopilot, includes a forward radar, a forward-looking camera, 12 long-range ultrasonic sensors, and a brake assist system. A Model S can now steer within a lane, change lanes by hitting the turn signal, and maintain speed with cruise control. It's also now capable of scanning for a parking spot, alerting the driver if one's available, and it's also able to parallel park itself if need be. Even though Autopilot controls many normal driving functions, the driver is ultimately still responsible for and in control of the car. Will it be possible to reach a zero-emission transportation system? That's coming up next.
For the people at Dow, racing is a sport and a science. We enjoy one and learn from the other. But like most competitive people, we like winning at both. This is the human element at work. Dow.
There's more car news and industry insight from the Autoline Network every day. Take a moment to click that subscribe button. You'll never miss another Autoline episode.
California has aggressively set targets for the number of zero-emission vehicles automakers must sell in the coming years. But as we've reported, hybrids, plug-ins, and EVs still only make up a tiny fraction of the overall market. So will they ever become more than just a niche? John recently sat down with Alberto Ayala from the California Air Resources Board to discuss the issue. Here's a clip from that interview.
We have zero-emission vehicles. Do you think we'll get to a zero-emission transportation system?
Yes, absolutely. That's our goal.
Care to put a year out on when that might happen?
Well, you know, we have convictions that, you know, we have targets for 2030, 2040, and 2050, and we do see the long-term prospect. To be able to meet our targets, we got to get off of oil for transportation. And in 2030, we're going to reduce petroleum use in cars and trucks by 50%, so that'll put us on the glide path.
John and Alberto also dive into what role autonomous vehicles will play in cutting emissions. You can watch that entire interview right now on our website or on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to watch Autoline After Hours this afternoon. With John out of town, Gary Vasilesh takes over hosting duties and will dive into the hottest topics facing the auto industry. That's today live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on our website, autoline.tv. That wraps up today's show. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.